Hi, let me show you how to make a junk journal for almost free using packing paper. This is what it would look like. I have a little one here that I make little clusters in that make me happy. And I'm going to show you how to make it. This is packing paper I got in a recent package and it looks all janky, but I flatten it out and then I am going to fold it in half and it's all wrinkly, but it's a junk journal, so we're looking for whimsy. Like to have a nice fold there, but like I said, I'm looking for whimsy, so I'm gonna tear the seam or the fold along the edge. I'm using a bone folder. You can use scissors, you can cut it nice and neat if you want to. I'm then gonna fold it in half again and get another crease nice and flat. You do want your creases to be nice and flat so you can get a nice tear or cut, whatever you want. Again, you can cut it clean if you want to. I'm tearing mine because I'm looking for whimsy, whimsy, whimsy. I don't want it to be perfect. And then I'm gonna cut those other uneven edges that were on the other end off so that they're even rectangles and not all janky. And that's what you see me doing here. And then I'm going to do a final fold. No, final fold? We'll see. I can't remember if it's one or two final folds. But we shall see. So here I'm folding it again. Yeah, this is a final fold. Folding it again, getting a nice crease. And then I start with the cut, but then I'm going to rip it again with the scissors. And then I'm going to do one more fold, but this is not to cut it. This is what my book is going to look like. Now you can stop right here and then decorate the front and back, and that'll be your cover, or you could glue stuff onto it for your cover. I do clean up the edge just a little bit so it's not too crazy looking, so it's nice and even. But the next step is to bind it. So for my other book, I use a stapler, but I have like one of those extended staplers, and most people don't have that. So I wouldn't expect you to do that. I'm going to use an embroidery needle. I'm going to show you how to do that, and some embroidery thread. You can find these at the dollar store. That's why I said almost free. So you would need to have these supplies. And this is just one of, I mean, if you have a thicker needle, you could use that as well. And then you want to hold your papers together with either a binder clip or a paper clip. Either works. And you want to have your thread with one string short and one string long. And it's going to be as long as 3 times the length or the height of your, 3 times the height of your book. 3 times the height of your book. So I measured it out. 1, 2, 3 times the height of your book. And then you want to draw some dots for where you're going to poke your holes. So I'm going 1 inch in from the top and bottom of my book. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm measuring 1 inch in from the top, 1 inch in from the bottom. And then I'm guesstimating the middle because I'm lazy. You can do exactly the middle. Do what you want. I'm guesstimating. Again, whimsy, whimsy. So, and then I'm gonna use the same needle to poke holes in those dots. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Once you have your holes in, you're gonna start in the center hole to thread. So we're gonna take the needle, again, make sure you have one side short, one side long. You're gonna start in the middle from the inside out. Do not lose your thread. Make sure you leave a little tail. And then you're going to go from the outside in to one of the other holes. And then you're going to go across to the other hole from the inside out. And pull that through. Okay, make sure you don't lose that other tail. And then, keeping those held, you're going to go from the outside into the center again. And then you're going to take those 2 tails. Now you don't need your needle anymore, so put that away. And you're going to tie those 2 ends, at least a double knot. I do triple because I'm extra. And then you're going to cut the excess string. Bam, done. Your book is bound. And then you can take off your clips. And now it's up to you how you want to decorate it. Okay, you can stop there. You can decorate however you want. Now, listen, junk journal police, you're not welcome here. Don't be coming up in here with your nonsense about I use scrapbook paper. You decorate however you want. You want to use junk, you use junk. I'm using a brand new sheet of scrapbook paper because I can. Okay, I don't know what this nonsense is about policing how people do their art. I'm using scrapbook paper because I'm a mixed media artist and I have it. You do you, boo. Do what you want. I'm using this. You do whatever you want. I'm decorating the outside. I'm also going to use some paint. You use whatever you have. I treat junk journaling the way I treat my junk drawer. I put whatever extras I have, bits and bobs, and whatever I wouldn't put in any other journal. You do what you want. I see people policing people's art. It irks me to the most. It's about expressing yourself. Here's the final result. I hope you try this. I hope this was easy to follow. I hope if you were aggravated, you can express it in your journal. And I hope you enjoyed this. Have a good one. Bye.